most of our soils lack the N and the P, so the nitrogen and then the phosphorus. So what that means is that every year we must put this into the soil. So most of the fertilizers that the inorganic fertilizers that we import are of the N and then the P. Okay. So what it means is that we lose some through leaching. So just with our heavy rainfall, some are washed away. So the little that is left, the plant takes it up, and the following year it must be replaced. Okay. So what is happening is that the farmer is forced to rely. So a farmer is forced to rely on the inorganic fertilizer to be able to increase production every year. So it means that you must go to the marketplace. Of course, we are not saying that farmers must not purchase inputs, but farmers spend most of their income on buying fertilizers to be able to increase just yield beyond a very subsistence level. But long-term improvements in the soil, where the soil naturally regenerates by itself, provides a better long-term solution. Of course, just adding a few inorganic fertilizers provides a much better soil enrichment for the farmer than just relying each year on supplying the plants with N and K through inorganic means. The Orm4Soil research that has been done the past 3 years, focusing on Kade and focusing on Kade in the eastern region of Ghana and Sege in the central region of Ghana, we identified 2 different inorganic waste materials that are peculiar to these 2, call them communities. In Kade, Kade is a forest region. So typically they don't have challenges with soil fertility, but they produce a lot of what we call the empty palm fruit bunches, which is after you've harvested the oil palm and then you've gotten the fruits out, what is left? And there are several thousands of tons of that. If you go to the oil producing companies in the eastern region and western region, they use that as fuel. So they use that as fuel to power their activities. But on the farmers' farms, they are just left there to rot. But these are rich sources of all the nutrients that you can think about. So what is happening is that farmers have been taught that you can cut this into pieces, add a few other things, and then spread this on your farm, and then over time, as it decays into the soil, it enhances the soil fertility. And farmers have tried that. And there are positive reviews coming from these farmers. Now you go to Sege. Sege is more of a grassland, but it is ideal for cattle rearing. So what we have there as waste, in quotes, is the cow dung, the cattle dung. And there you have them in much abundance. So there they use it. But what we are trying to let the farmers understand for adoption is that, one, you can incorporate this with other things. If you want to increase the soil, the humus content of your land. So we are teaching them, and we've taught them about the mature cow dung, where you allow the cow dung to dry up so you can kill all the pathogens that are there, and then you adding on a few other things. So you create what we call a compost, and then now using the compost. And then the farmers are also telling us about how that is improving their soil. Okay. The idea is to be able to maintain the health of the soil so that it can give the maximum output. And we need to have this in a much sustainable basis than the every year having to buy inorganic fertilizer in quantities that are required by the plant. So initially the farmer would have to incur some cost, but over time the cost reduces drastically, and what you see is an improvement in the soil quality, soil fertility, and then the farmer's output.
Thank you very much, Sarpong.
You're welcome, Fernando.
Good, good.
Yes.